Welcome to JSA TV, where we're covering the latest news, trends, and innovations from thought leaders like these two good-looking guys to my right from within the digital infrastructure industry. And we are coming at you on day 2 of Datacloud USA co-located, easy for me to say, right, guys? My lips aren't quite working just yet. Co-located with Metro Connect in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas, home of the Longhorns, the state capital. We're keeping it weird right here on JSA TV. And the gentleman to my right are Mr. Scott Bergs. Scott is the CEO of DF&I and Southreach Networks. Hardly seems fair to the rest of us that do not have a CEO title. We also have my old friend, Mr. Mike Sevret. Mike is the CRO of Southreach Networks. Gentlemen, welcome as always to JSA TV.
Thank you so much, Dean. I appreciate it. It's fun to be here.
It is fun for me to get to hang out with old friends, but we don't have a whole lot of time, and we apparently have a lot to talk about with you guys right now. There is a ton coming out of your newsroom right now, a ton in your orbit right now with both DF&I and Southreach. But let's first talk about the elephant in the room, the acquisition. Who wants to talk about the acquisition?
I'll get it kicked off.
Let's do it.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it. We were just super excited. Blue Owl Capital has just been such a fabulous capital partner for us, and they allow us to not only look at opportunities to grow organically and get aggressive to capture, our fair share or more of this immense infrastructure development opportunity from just an organic build perspective, but also to look at those key opportunities where we can find a team, number one, that's also got a great set of assets, and along with that great set of assets, some fantastic ideas for how we can deploy more assets, where we can solve more problems for that customer group. And we were just very, very fortunate to run into Mike and the rest of the Southreach team, get to know that network a little bit better. And again, they've got all three of those things. They've got a great team that's been doing a fantastic job. They've got a great set of assets that are throughout Florida, and a great plan for where additional assets are going to solve more problems for the customers. And so you put those three things together with a little bit of capital, and all of a sudden you got a recipe for some pretty exciting times. So we're really thrilled.
It's interesting because they saw a lot of the things that I may have even seen. I mean, this feels like a great fit, but anyway, other questions. Speaking of that infrastructure, Mike, and putting it where it's needed most, I know that you've got some pretty ambitious construction going on right now. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So today we have a little over 370 miles of underground fiber spanning the east coast of Florida, Jacksonville down through Miami. So we are really excited to kick off a new construction project where we're just about 60 miles of all new fiber construction, underground fiber, spanning between all diverse routes, spanning between Boca Raton down through Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, Florida, into Miami, and then an additional project expanding off of our backbone into Flagler Beach, Palm Coast, Florida, for some of the exciting opportunities that are happening up there with some new landing stations. So the new routes we've kicked off, we're estimating they'll be ready for service in Q1 of 26. And those will be diverse routes, completely diverse from our current network, short, low latency, high count fiber, all new construction with the ability to serve multiple data centers with dual access and ring diversity, also with a couple new cable landing stations to support our current customer base, new customer base, and just the growing subsea community that has about 6 cables landing in South Florida. So we're really excited about that, to offer our customers diversity, lower latency routes, and also expand into the ever-growing data center community in Florida, which you're starting to see. So really excited about that. And with Scott's leadership and the Blue Owl digital infrastructure team behind us, I think it's perfect timing.
It feels like you guys are running at 100 miles an hour right now, or faster.
Well, we have to. I mean, these hyperscalers' demand right now is so insatiable, which is a great problem to have. But, we come to a show like this and we get together with a couple of the underlying customers that we've got today, and wherever there's power, they're ready to take it, provided that it's actually got the communication infrastructure to be able to support it. Otherwise, you just have a big hot warehouse. And and in some of these areas where the power is they need some new infrastructure to be able to get there, and diverse paths. So having the existing infrastructure, looking at new builds that'll get us that diversity as well as that redundancy going into and out of those locations. we're just very thankful to be at this point in time and to have this great team to work with. So,
well, Scott, you have kicked the door open, so I'm going to go off script right now because I'm going to tell you right now, I have probably done 25 interviews over the last day and morning, and three things are being said to me more than I have heard them maybe in the last decade, right? Power, I hear that all the time, right? Hear that all the time. Resources, water, hear that all the time. Fiber is the new kid on the block. I mean, it sounds ridiculous to say because we were the kind of the old kid on the block 10 years ago,
right.
but it's like the new kid on the block. I think that the industry is now saying, hey, look, to your point, without fiber, without these really robust kind of like point to point, like synchronous fiber infrastructure, they're just hot warehouses.
Right.
To your point, and you know, pardon my ignorance on it, but like as I understand it, like these kind of large language, the learning models, they don't work without that fiber. They don't learn a thing without it.
That's right. And they can't reach the inference nodes, which will be the next generation of growth, that then have to reach the eyeball networks that allow this to be accessible to all of us who are going to use these services to be able to change so many things in our lives.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you go on ChatGPT, that's got to go through a series of connections to get back to that large language model.
Yeah.
It's giving you the answers. It's giving you the dialogue. Any of those resources require multiple links, and the capacity and the architecture of the legacy networks just won't support it. So it's going to be new build for just about anybody that's going to go into those markets. We're just well positioned to be able to use some of the existing asset, the existing team, as well as the capital to be able to put that new build in place to enable the wonderful things that we're all going to be able to change the way we live, work, and play. Just with those with these new services once they're enabled.
As an old school telecom guy, I mean, I'm super stoked about this. I'm so glad that we're talking about that underlying infrastructure that really is making it all happen. We talk about data centers a lot, and we love you. But there's other things happening there. Okay, back to what's going on. Looking ahead, the Blue Owl backing your expansion and the ecosystem and 370-mile fiber network. Lots of stuff going on. Let's talk about what's next. It's weird to talk about what's next when there's so much happening right now, but let's do it. Let's talk about what's next, Mike.
So today, the immediate focus is to finish the new construction routes and to continue to expand in Florida. There's so much room to grow within Florida. It's a large state, as everyone knows, and the large, just the population of enterprise data centers that are actually now starting to really pop up in the new subsea cable. So we're really excited about the growth, the current opportunity to support the hyperscale market, the subsea market, the carriers, but at the same time, what's next? We're right on the border of Georgia, everything that's happening right there. So we're always looking and keeping our eyes open on, getting ahead of the next project that Scott always talks about, because it's most important that you can solve for something way ahead of time and design and architect it. So for us, a lot to do in Florida, a lot of new routes that we're looking at, that we're building, and expansion plans, but at the same time, keeping our eye on what's next and getting ahead of those large projects, especially in our neighboring states.
I love it. Scott, final word?
Yeah, I mean, the combination of campus builds, when we're putting in multiple new hyperscale data centers, they need to be connected to one another, which is creating a new infrastructure set that ultimately can be dotted line into what used to be called long haul networks, which we really don't even think about in that way anymore. And so we're really excited about, where Florida turns into Georgia, where Georgia turns into South Carolina, North Carolina. All of a sudden, you're in Ashburn, and there's a diverse line between what we're doing with DF&I up in Ashburn and Maryland down to Florida is something that there's demand for today. We just have to find a smart way to value add, provide that to all the customers. And for us, again, we're infrastructure developers, so it's for the hyperscalers, but it's also for the carriers. It's for the local fiber to the home providers, the government users who are going to be along that path along the way. We can transform a lot of things on the back of this amazing wave of AI-driven innovation, and we're just really excited to be a part of it.
Well, I'm excited for you guys. Like two of my favorite people in the industry, kind of as one power right now. Very excited. Let's do this again in like 6 months or a year from now and get an update.
Fantastic. Look forward to it.
Yeah,
Thanks,
looking
Dean.
forward to it.
All right, Mike, Scott, pleasure.
Take care.
And thank you, viewers, for watching JSA TV. We'll see you real soon.